Hi everybody. So sorry I didn't post last week and I'm posting this kind of late, but I'm in a play right now and we're about to open, so I'm a little stressed out, but I will try my darndest to make a video every single week. And I have a big surprise for everybody. We are adding a new Quiltbag member who will start tomorrow. His name is Jeffrey. He goes to school with me. And I hope you guys like him and give him a big warm welcome. So this week we are talking about the acronym LGBTQIAAPDO, so many letters, and we're talking about, has labeling gone too far? And it is my opinion that labels can be useful and can be comforting. I enjoy having the sort of label of bisexual and being part of that acronym. I know people who don't want to be labeled, don't want to be sort of stuck in a box. But my opinion on labels is that only you can label yourself. No one can give you that label. I mean, people can say, "Oh, well, that person's gay." You're gay because that's just how they define you, but no one can truly define who you are and label who you are but yourself. And I like the label of bisexual. But there are some people who would probably consider my definition of bisexual and how I feel about it to be pansexual. And there are some people who think that, by saying bisexual, you are reinforcing the gender binary, saying there's only two genders. Well, I consider myself bisexual, but I am also attracted to trans men. But that's because they're men. They identify as male. They're men. I like men. And then a lot of people say, oh, well, bisexuality is very discriminatory against people who are genderqueer. I also happen to find them attractive, but so a lot of people say that I would be pansexual, but I still think there is a difference there. And I also think that in terms of labeling, people have different definitions for different things, and well, there tends to be a sort of just kind of generic definition. People will have so many different ideas and variables within their own definition of labels. And so I think that if you don't want to be labeled, that's fine. That is totally cool. And you should inform people of that you don't, want to have a label within this huge acronym. But if you do, I think that's fine as well. I mean, I enjoy having that label, and I find it kind of comforting being able to sort of, it makes it easier for me to kind of explain, or I guess to not have to explain so much. I can just say bisexual, and people, tend to get that. They get the generic definition of that. And while you may have your own add-ons or adjustments to that generic definition, people will understand. So it's just easy to put that out there. I have another point, but I can't remember what it is. Oh, people also say that, the acronym is ever expanding and we can never fit everyone in. So LGBTQ, that highlights certain ones and leaves out a whole bunch of others. So, I tend to just sort of call it the queer community, and a lot of people do that now. Because they see queer as like this huge sort of overarching umbrella um, that, allows everyone to be represented. Um, so I enjoy that, and I find it generally to be a lot easier as well than saying LGBTQIAAPDO, etc., etc. Um, so I think that as long as you're comfortable with the label you give yourself and you make sure that it's you giving yourself that label and not anyone else defining you, um, labels and, having your own letter is awesome. Uh, but then also, not having a label and not wanting one is just as great. It's all about how you feel about it and what you're comfortable with. And if you're comfortable with how you identify and your identifier, then it's great. Yeah. Um, okay, so I just wanted to let everybody know that there's been like a really recent major shift in the whole Quiltbag structure. Hunter and Glenn will no longer be making regular videos. They'll be sort of substituting sometimes and running the Tumblr and Facebook page. And I will be sort of taking over more of the audition video process and topic process. So if you guys have any suggestions for topics, or if you want to audition, because we still have open spots, or be a substitute, maybe you can't commit to every single week, but maybe you want to do it when someone is sick or super busy and can't make it that week, submit those to our inboxes in either our Tumblr or our YouTube channel or our Facebook page. And also giving us feedback is always great. We love feedback. Yeah. So I'll see you guys next week.